So I just got back from seeing the new horror movie slasher, Hard Eyes. Let's talk about it. For the past several years, the Hard Eyes killer has wreaked havoc on Valentine's Day by stalking and murdering romantic couples. This Valentine's Day, no couple is safe. So I do want to start off by saying this video will be spoiler free, but before we get into it, smash a like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So this movie is starring Olivia Hall as Allie and Mason Gooden as Jay. These two actors definitely killed it, man, next to each other. They are elite. I'm not gonna lie. In this movie, I will say this, they have so much chemistry on screen together that you would think that they dated in real life. Like, I'm so serious. The energy is there, but I will say this. Hard Eyes is not what I expected, but it definitely shocked me in a good way, being that I didn't know that it wasn't going to take itself that serious, because when you see the trailer, it looks like it's not too much comedy in it, but what you get, once you get in the seat and you start watching it, you find yourself laughing at different moments from Olivia Hall as Allie and Mason Gooden as Jay. They do so good on screen together. Now, pushing forward, to make a long story short, with Hard Eyes, this slasher's motive is to go after couples that are in love, and this slasher wants to take them out. Being that actually Jay and Allie are just co-workers. They're co-workers, but one of them are feeling the next person and they don't want to admit it, and then the Hard Eyes gets the wrong conception of everything, and make a long story short, things domino from there. We get a lot of scenes where you will laugh. Like, I'm telling you, like, you're gonna crack up. And sometimes I do want to say this, that it comes off as cringy at a point, but it's a good cringe. Like, it's a, you know, it's like that Cupid lovey-dovey type of comedy, but it's cool. It's cool. I think it's very cool that it doesn't take itself serious, and this comes from Spyglass. Now, the moment I seen this trailer, I was interested because it kind of gives you the vibe of the previous slasher film we got, which was Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. Now, this is a holiday slasher that's basically surrounding itself around Valentine's Day. Speaking of Valentine's Day, I will say this. They do a great job at making us feel like this is set on Valentine's Day, or at least around that time. We see couples in love, we see romance. In the soundtracks that they picked, the score definitely fit the mood and everything. I will say that definitely brought this environment and universe together. This takes place in Seattle, but we also find out that the Hard Eyes slasher doesn't just do his work in Seattle. He's been to other states, which was crazy. Now, we got a lot of great other actors in this, being Devin Sawa, Jordana Brewster from the Fast and Furious franchise. They both do a great job also. Like I said, when the movie first started off, I was scratching my head because I'm like, okay, I thought this was going to be more of like that, you know, serious slasher, and it does get serious. I like how they can balance comedy and also make it brutal at times. And speaking of brutal, I will say this, Hard Eyes definitely gets brutal. And, you know, the kills are there for sure. The sound effects, the bones, the blood gushing, you hear that. And I'm not going to lie, I knew it was going to be brutal from the trailer, but I didn't think it was going to be, like, brutal like that. It's a lot of blood in this film, I will say that. Is it Terrifier brutal? No, it takes a lot to be Terrifier brutal, but it's that perfect balance. And like I said, we got a lot of, you know, slashers out there, but not too many holiday slashers. But Hard Eyes definitely will be one I think that people will pick up depending on their mood around Valentine's Day, because it's not too many. You got the Valentine's slasher from back in the day, and you got My Bloody Valentine. To be honest, I think this fits perfect with those holiday slashers. I love the look. The mask is very unique, how the eyes light up in a heart-shaped LED. I like how it's very calm with the attire and the weaponry. I like how they even incorporated, you know, Valentine's Day and the weaponry, like the Cupid arrows and just a lot of things that this slasher decided to use in his film. Now, one thing I will say, it does have its bad about it also. I feel like with the comedy, it does do good, but sometimes I caught the comedy kind of jumping over into that scary movie side. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Like, you know how Scary Movie has that comedy, and it's like, it feels like a scary movie type of comedy scene, and I think that they put that in Hard Eyes a few times, but it doesn't kill the mood. It just threw me off guard. I know, like, you know what I'm saying? I definitely had a great time with this. My theater had a lot of energy behind a lot of the scenes, and you feel for Jay, man. Jay is basically a guy that, you know, he's looking for love, man. He's looking for love, and he's just, you know, this guy that's nice looking, and you think females will gravitate to him, but Allie actually has a past with love, so she's having a hard time trying to figure out love and things like that. And things just, like I said, domino from there. It's one scene in particular that I really loved with this, and it's at the drive-in theater. It felt so cool and just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It just felt like a real authentic scene. And the things that happen there is crazy also, but I really love that. And I love the decisions that they decided to make and put these couples in. Now, pushing forward, I will say this also. I am not too big of a fan of the reveal, because I guess the reveal literally before like the first act, I'm like, bro, like this is crazy right now. But I will say this, at a point I did think like the way the pacing of the movie was going, I thought this movie was going to be like, okay, maybe don't even show us the killer for real, because there's so much going on. And I'm going to say this, that final act was probably one of my favorite final acts. Besides like the reveal definitely gave me like, you know how you kind of seen the killer. I don't know about you all, but I saw the killer coming in Scream 6. That's how Hard Eyes, I mean, of course it's Spyglass. I don't know if Spyglass has a hard time at kind of keeping that whodunit aspect under wraps until we need to see it. But yeah, I kind of guessed the killer early, but I did see them trying to pack it up with layers to cover it up. But I guess I'm just one of them people that can see it from afar. But like I said, I have a couple of favorite kills in this, and that's good for me to have some favorite kills in a new slasher. Like, I will remember that were very brutal. And once again, Olivia Holt, she sells that Allie character. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she has one of those characters where she fits, you know, she fits, and she has that comedic aspect to her, and she also can be serious at times. Same with Mason Goodman, and the energy that we're getting on screen with these two bouncing back and forth, and then it leads up to this moment. I think it makes it hit even harder, where, you know, both of their lives can be on the line. Like, you don't want Jay to be hurt, you don't want Allie to be hurt, because you see what they're trying to do. They're fighting for each other at a point. It's a great film. I really did have fun with it. And like I said, only thing I could complain about for real was that, like, the reveal. And I will just say this, I don't see this having a sequel. You know how sometimes you can watch a movie and see like a sequel being in the future, and especially since this is a slasher, usually you can see when a slasher sets itself up for a sequel. Only thing I can say with this movie, the way it sets itself up, it kind of is putting us in a seat to see, like, okay, we're going to see if Hard Eyes 1 does good, and then we're going to somehow, some way, just try to create a story where basically we can do a part 2. That's the only thing, and I'm not going to lie, I think this could be a good one and done type of film. It does have that Scream vibe to it. A scene that kicks off early on in the movie definitely feels like Scream for sure. I pointed that out. But with this character, I definitely get Jason Voorhees vibes a lot. I don't know if I'm just on that island by myself, but I definitely got Jason Voorhees vibes. But overall, I think for a Valentine's Day slasher, and you're one of those horror movie fans that can take some comedy in a serious horror movie and then also switch back over to some suspense and some crazy anticipated scenes, I think Hard Eyes will be for you. Overall, I'm not gonna lie, once again, it's not what I expected, but it's in a good way. I came out of my theater actually with a smile on my face and happy to talk about this movie. So yeah, you all, comment down below, how do you feel about Hard Eyes if you saw it, and are you going to check out the new horror movie slasher Hard Eyes? Let me know down in the comments. If I had to rate this movie, this horror comedy, I will say that I will give Hard Eyes a solid 8 out of 10. Because like I said, they do a great job at balancing the comedy and also being serious at the same time. And sometimes that's not always easy. So great shit, man. Great shit. Comment down below once again. Unfortunately, this is the end of this video. I want y'all to hit me up on all my social medias that I like scary. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.